So tonight, I mean, this whole topic is huge. There's two main areas here: DevOps and cybersecurity, or security. And to try and all fit this into one 15-minute session is just basically impossible. So I'm going to run through some claims, some things I believe are true about DevOps and cybersecurity, and that I think are useful to know, to be aware of. And then I'm hoping all of you are going to want to stay afterwards and argue with me afterwards, or at least share some of your insights and some of your challenges, because I think my aim primarily is to create conversation around this stuff, because I think DevOps, well, more DevOps, but DevOps is a lot like Agile. It suffers from not having understanding what it actually is. My motivation is to be a professional, and that means doing things right, and that means getting the industry to do things right, to work with people to do things right, quote unquote. So that's why I'm here. Cool, so moving on. This is a really funny joke, which I thought was hilarious when I read it, but kind of states the point. I'd rather choke on greatness, but if I screw up, we'll have a discussion afterwards. As I said, very broad domains. What we're going to talk about in general, just my thoughts on cybersecurity and DevOps and how they kind of fit together. And then more in particular, kind of what it really means to do DevOps, and what the actual impact is of doing DevOps, or how one does it, if that's such a thing. Actually, we go back one, because one point I put in here was, I don't have a pen on me now, but this kind of something to be aware of. You've got a pen here. That is technically, this is a little slide. The pen is technically information technology. But did anyone think IT meant a pen and paper when you heard that word? Or either word? I think we will recycle a lot of stuff. So I just threw that into that. We're talking about computer-centric systems in modern age information technology. Cool. So my motivation, as I said, there's a bunch of reasons. I want to see professional people in the industry doing good work, because we need quality. We need to do things quickly. I mean, if you think about it nowadays, we have systems that run our life support in hospitals. We have banking systems that run our lives. Everything we do nowadays has some tie to information technology in the digital computer sense. And basically, like, our lives are on the line here. It's not just like, oh, well, we made a mistake, someone's small business web page goes down, they can't sell things for a few hours. Lives can end. So it's important to do this right. And of course, it's also good to make money and to do things efficiently. So doing things faster, delivering things faster has that aim, right? And the other thing which is kind of part of this is that I think security is something it's always an afterthought. It's not something that is thought about up front, generally speaking. I'd love to hear what people think here. If the organizations, maybe one say, or a hypothetical organization that you know, how they maybe handle IT security, and whether they actually take it quite a bit seriously, but do it up front, as they do it at all. So I want to focus on that a little bit. Also, it's really important we don't have buzzwords. And I think DevOps, like Agile, like a lot of things, it's become a buzzword. You've got all sorts of different dev something ops, or something DevOps. Or what does it mean? Like, how do you have a conversation with your colleagues and your staff and your customers about what you're actually doing for them and what you expect them to do if you don't understand the terminology? What is it? So anyway, that's it. So part one, I'm going to make claims like I said, and then you're going to come back hopefully in part two and tell me how wrong I am, and we're going to have a discussion on it. So I'm going to zoom through this. So this is just about me. I'm not going to spend my time on this. I'm from Cape Town, been doing this a while. I started doing programming back in high school in 2003 in Java, had a Pentium 9. That's how far back I go. I'm sure there's people here who've been doing much longer than me, but much more interesting stories. So this is what I've done in the past. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but the point is I'm self-taught by and large. I'm one of you, so to speak. I don't know how many people here have got degrees. Can you put your hands up? Okay, cool. How many people have got certifications? Cool. Yeah, cool. So that seems to be the majority. I have a few certifications as well, but I didn't start like that, and it was only many years into my career that I did that. So a lot of what I know, what I've learned, is just been by doing, experiencing stuff at different places and different environments and different people. Some of the certifications might matter. To some people, I don't know. I love this because it means I'm always right, I'm also always wrong. These are my opinions, basically. So you guys are welcome to challenge them and take everything with a pinch of salt. I like to think I'm right, pretty sure I am. But I might not be, so better than mine. Cool, so let's get to know each other a little bit better. I'm pretty sure most of the people in this room are testers, right? But just for the sake of making a point, is there anyone in the room that maybe falls into one of these categories? One? Okay, cool. So we've got non-techies in the room, so to speak. No? Okay. Moving on to people who are most likely to actually be in the room. I'll make this point why this matters in a moment, but I'm going to zoom through it. Who in the room falls into one of these categories? Hands up. Most people. That can't be true. Like most of you guys definitely didn't put your hands up. Like, go on. I'm going to assume that most of you are testers or software engineers or someone in that sort of capacity. Is anyone who's been left out? What are you? A private school instructor. That is fascinating that you would choose to come to this. To be fair, I had a friend of mine, she works for the UN in Malawi, and I told her, for some reason, she was wine tasting, and she somehow wanted to know about what I do for her. And then, of course, she took IT needs. To hear about it. But she listened, and I told her about Agile and kind of we run teams and stuff like that, and she's like, oh wow, we could actually do this in our operation. So to be fair, a lot of the principles apply to any kind of web-based operation, right? So welcome. Hopefully you have some insights for us as well. Okay, so I'm going to zoom through this, guys. What is DevOps really? These are things that it's associated with. This car, I couldn't make everything fit. So there are other things that it's associated with, but it's basically associated with things to do with automation, tooling that helps automation, do things quicker, the culture of how you do things, the philosophy around it, there's the theory of constraints, a whole bunch of different theories around how to do work, how to manage work, and a bunch of other things. So we'll talk about that more, but just some examples. So I'm going to zoom through the claims, right? So let's see if anyone gets angry. I hope so. DevOps is not only done by technical staff. Is anyone in the room, does anyone disagree with that? I want to get a sense because I'm going to talk to you next. Yeah? Okay, cool, that's good to know. Most people actually agree with this. Claim 2. This might be the most. DevOps engineers doesn't exist. There's no such thing. Anyone disagree with that? Great. This is going to be fantastic. You guys all know everything you need to know about this. Okay, cool. Basically, it's a way of thinking about how you do work and how you break down work between different silos in a business or a team and how to do it efficiently and in a way that's still quality. This is my point about how you have this lingo that exists nowadays. Like even DevSecOps to some extent, I think is probably wrong. Although I get why, and there's an argument, counter-argument being made why these terms are still useful in some sense. But that's something I think is worth having a discussion about, because right now you get like adverts by recruiters or whatever saying, hey, don't you want to be a DevOps engineer? Come, you need a 5 years experience, of course, and a certain number of years working with certain tools or whatever. But what is it? I've never seen anyone give me a tangible list of things that it is to be a DevOps engineer. All those things can be categorized into either software engineer, a tester, IT ops person, should be called, we'll break that down further. But it doesn't exist, DevOps engineers. Okay, DevOps does not replace Agile. I don't know if anyone's heard this, but DevOps actually is enabled by Agile. It's a logical kind of extension of doing Agile. But it goes from the development team and the product team, if you like, to the IT operations people. The people who have to go take what you've made and either put it into production or some environment, or enable you to put it there as the developer, or as the person creating it. Cool, this one I think I was told most people don't know what ITIL is. I know a little bit about it, not a hell of a lot. But it is something in big corporates tends to be an issue because it's around compliance and how you deliver IT services. What it's worth, it's what ITIL stands for, the IT Infrastructure Library, was created by the UK government back in the 80s to help manage IT services. It is compatible, I'll say that much. If anyone wants to talk about it, we can. Okay, DevOps is compatible with InfoSec compliance. I think a lot of people think, this is probably stating something that's a bit obvious nowadays, but I think some people think that they're two separate things, that they aren't somehow compatible in some way, but they in fact are. It happens, security just happens at different stages much more quickly. And so the controls that are in place, the compliance that has to be done happens more localized. And then I think a lot of people in IT ops, and I don't think there's probably many people here tonight in IT ops, they think it means their jobs are over. It means that developers are going to be doing their work and they have no use and everything's going to be automated away. When the reality, in fact, is that operations jobs just change. You become an enabler of all the other teams, of everyone else. You create APIs for them to do their work quicker, or to provision infrastructure in a way that meets the business of organizations' needs and requirements. So you're not sitting there physically setting up a network or provisioning a server necessarily. You're helping people get the tools to do that. And then another was a colleague of mine, for those of you who used to work with me at Austria, will know Lee. He was a director of DevOps, I think, at one point. Basically, he was also speak quite a bit as well, and I think this is the other thing people confuse. DevOps is not infrastructure as code. That is one aspect of it. It is a way to enable doing work efficiently, and it falls into the realm of doing DevOps. So I quite like this quote. DevOps isn't about automation, just as astronomy isn't about telescopes. So what it boils down to, as I said, it's about teamwork. And it's about enabling efficient creation of value. So whatever that means to you and your organization, your environment, that's what you want to do. You want to do it quickly, you want to do it in a way that creates the most value. And if you don't believe me, my enlightenment came from reading these books, particularly the novel, the DevOps, the Phoenix Project. It's a novel, it's not a technical book. If anyone knows it, you'll know it's a fantastic read. It honestly will change your life. You will look at this book, there are people you read about that you're like, oh my God, I'm him, or I'm her, and I know what it's like to be in it, and then there's people in the book who's like, I'm going to punch them. Like they get in the way, and they're nasty, and they're political, and they just stop things from happening, except for their things. And then you just see how the evolution from having trouble and difficulties to being efficient by doing DevOps. Okay, cool. So where does security fit into this whole thing? Again, I'm going to zoom through this. This is what security is. It's about mitigating risk, and importantly, you will never be 100% secure. There were some security guys here from the outsource, which I was chatting to outside, and we seem to agree on this, but I think a lot of people believe that they're going to be 100% secure. And I think that's also relevant specifically to testers, because when you sign off on something as being of good quality, of being right, security, it depends what kind of testing you're doing, right? And what you're responsible for, but there are security components which you will be responsible for, and you can't guarantee to someone that it's going to be 100% secure. There's always a chance, and there's always a way, and there's enough incentive to get in. So the question is it worth it? And how easy is it? So you've got to make it hard. We're talking about that later as well. And you do mitigate risk by ensuring these kind of three core security principles are met. You maintain integrity, availability, confidentiality. It's out of interest. Does that mean anything to anyone? Do you know what integrity means in the context of security? Do you know what availability means?
No.
Okay, so confidentiality?
Sure. Integrity and confidentiality.
Okay, so again, this is something we can expand on. There's actually a whole lot of security principles that basically underlie all these, but integrity means what you expect to get is unchanged from source to the person or the process consuming it, essentially. Right? So you're assured that what you're getting is not being changed anyway, right? Availability means, like, best example, DDoS, right? The denial of service attack. I can't access the system. That means I'm unavailable. I can't get access to something I need to. And confidentiality, I think, speaks for itself. Right? Only the people and processes that need access to things should have access to see those things. Okay. Also, kind of key point here, security principles haven't changed. They're the same. They've just evolved. Things have gone from being one form to another, and we've got to do things differently. So it's just the way we implement them. And these are all the principles, or a bunch of kind of key principles, I think. There's a bunch more which you can add to this. I didn't put them all on, and this is an old slide. Whoops. But these are things that we need to take into account when we do work of any kind, when we care about security. And these things happen at different levels in application lifecycle management or development, and in DevOps, and just the lifecycle management. Okay, so where does security compliance fit in? Short answer, all these wonderful things, GDPR, copy, ISO 27001, to whatever it is you've got to comply with. It's everywhere. It's the whole lifecycle, but at different places, in different ways. And it depends what your role is and what you're trying to do. They'll have how you contribute to the overall meeting of those requirements. It will depend on what you do. Key takeaways, what I'm trying to drive home with this talk, what I'm hoping everyone's going to go home at the end of the day or the end of the evening tomorrow is to basically go sell these key principles back to the company you work at or the organization you're part of, or to start doing it yourself, if nothing else, if you don't go and convert to this. But it's basically, as it says, creating a culture of teamwork that enables value creation, efficient value creation, and understanding that security principles haven't changed, you just need to implement them better and in different ways. Okay, so I'm not going to go to questions, really, because how much time we still got? 5 minutes. Okay, so I rushed through that, obviously, because I'm short. We've got 5 minutes. Actually, doing okay, I think. 2 minutes. So if there's any questions, I mean, just for, what's your initial impression of like some of these kinds? Does anything seem wrong to you? Does it all make sense? And I think my hope was that the second part, the choose your adventure part of this was, I want to enable a conversation. So I would like to share my own experiences. I mean, I did this talk at Microsoft Cape Town about a year ago, and I had much more time, so that helped. But, and I had a different format. But what ended up happening afterwards, it ended up having this long chat, probably almost about an hour after the actual talk. And everyone stayed. I mean, obviously, it's other things. The point is, there was value from hearing what everyone else was experiencing. And it was just so interesting to see what people go through in their different spaces. So that's my hope, is that whoever is interested in the stuff stays back, can bounce things off me, can bounce them off each other, I'll facilitate. And yeah, take it from there. So,
hello.
Hey.
Hey, Darin. All right. So for some of us who have, seen the light and actually so agile as being the way to work, and then to see DevOps DevOps be the next great best way to work, and seeing, these transformations fail, why should I actually give this DevOps thing a chance? Why should I not just go home and just get paid and not care about being a professional?
Excellent question. That's a great
Good luck.
Sorry?
Good luck.
To be fair, that's actually probably one of the most important questions. And I don't know if there's actually a real answer to that other than one, people need to understand what these things are, right? In general. So all of us as an industry professional should have an understanding, right? But it doesn't help if our leaders, if our business owners, the people making decisions aren't also on board. And unfortunately, that's quite prolific in my experience. I've worked at a few different places. I've got plenty of colleagues I've chatted about this kind of stuff. Business people, to be fair, they want making money, they want the bottom line has to be met. So they're always looking for just getting stuff done, right? But there are times where, most times, where you have an input, goes through a process, and then there's a certain kind of output. There's a formula, there's a way of doing things. It has constraints that cannot be changed, right? So it just takes time to do certain things. So it's important that business understands the principles behind DevOps and Agile. Truly understand it. To be fair, in the business world, you could say lean is actually, or lean thinking is actually what agile is and what DevOps is, fundamentally. But so it's like lean goes into agile, goes into DevOps. It's just the different silos, the different parts of the business. So,
failed 3 times.
well, some businesses have done really well. They're making good money, and their employees are really happy, and their customers are really happy. But to be fair, not a lot. Arguably, not a lot of them have actually succeeded. But I think that's probably the most important one. It comes down to just how they're humans, right? They don't know everything. They don't always want to know everything. C-suite people tend to be quite busy. They don't always make time for stuff. So there's an element of it's their jobs. They're also technically a sort of professional, right? They should be doing their jobs well, which means learning about the stuff and putting time aside and putting the effort. But sometimes it's also just, I guess, what we can do is actually encourage it. Maybe in some ways it depends who you're dealing with, different personalities. I can't give you exact solutions, but you need to understand who you're working for or who you're working with. Find smart ways to subtly maybe introduce the ideas if there are people who aren't willing to kind of take things directly. And then hopefully in time they see the value and then all this comes right. That magically.
Maybe that's actually all the time we've got for questions right now, but I'm going to explain after I've thanked Darin for that portion what the next options are for more conversation. So Darin, thank you very much for